like that one either.
All right, let's get to Frankie. Frankie Cartoscelli joins us every single Friday at this time to talk Kings. He's on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Frankie, do you have a nickname for the bench?
I like some of the suggestions that you guys had. There's some good picks in there. I think when in doubt, though, you have to go to Twitter or Kings Reddit. I mean, those are the professionals there. But I like the creativity you guys have had so far.
All right. So that's not an answer. All right, let's talk about last night's game.
Kings Guard's fine. Kings Guard is fine. But, I mean, the Band-Aid stuff, De'Aaron Fox is already not loving the Band-Aid stuff. I mean, he's joking. I think it's all in jest. But I think maybe De'Aaron will have to come up with it. Maybe we'll like something like that.
All right, let's talk about last night's game, Frankie. Was it one of those necessary evils to show that they can find a way? They come out hot in the first, sluggish in the second and third, but they found a way to win that game?
Yeah, I think you guys said it perfectly. That's what I was telling some of my friends last night about that. It looked like they were playing with their food, and that's kind of something that you couldn't say about some Kings teams over the past couple of years, and they came out looking like they were about to bring the hammer down and let up, and obviously the defense is not perfect right now, but as we've seen this season, the offense is real deal. There's not many holes in that offense right now, and they go on to, I think it's Malik and De'Aaron Fox went on a 7-0 run by themselves there at the end of the third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter they shoot almost 80% from the field. So it's intriguing to see that this team is winning games late and finding ways to close them out, and it's a different player every single night. Last night you see Malik Monk have his biggest game as a King. De'Aaron Fox, you know what he's capable of. Like the audio from Mike Brown said, he challenged De'Aaron Fox to have a big game after a quiet game a couple of nights ago. So it's just they're finding ways to win basketball games, and even though it's sometimes not a complete 48 minutes of consistency, they have that ability to reach deep and close them out because of their strong offense.
You know, last night I was doing the recap show, and I said they played with their food a little bit in the second and third quarter, and all in all, 6 straight wins. Things are good in Kingsland, but just that bothered me a little bit. That things got stagnant and sloppy there in the second and third quarter. And a couple of people in the chat called me spoiled, said we're not doing that. We're not good enough to do that yet. Can we do that yet? I mean, is this Kings team at a point where we get to say they played with their food, Frankie?
I mean, I understand that aspect of it, and I think you come from both of you guys have watched different organizations and had some winning basketball in your past, so I understand how that could be maybe a little bit foreign, and I do think that it's something that Kings fans are going to have to get used to, and I'll even say, as someone that's watched the Kings my whole life, I don't know if we're there quite yet, just because we don't know what this team really is as far as, is this 5-game winning streak really going to be is this indicative of the next 70 games? I mean, I love what I'm seeing right now, and I'm not going to throw water on it by any means. They're playing great basketball, and I believe the offense is very real. But this still is a team that is going to have to learn, mostly in the defensive end. If they can play some average defense here, then games like last night where you see them kind of, quote-unquote, play with their food will not happen as much. If they can play better defense, they're going to take that lead and run away with it and not even think about giving it back. So this team is making great strides. They have earned some respect on a national level, but they have some work to be. There's still some work to be done. They're not a shoo-in for the playoffs just yet. There's a lot of work to be done, but the results have been there over the past 10 games. Like you said in the last segment, they are a couple of bad calls away from maybe, I'm not going to say a 10-game winning streak, but maybe they steal one of those, and they're really rolling right now. So still some work to be done, but yeah, I mean, they are very close.
Frankie Cartoscelli is with us here on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. When you look at the bench, Frankie, we're messing around with the nickname today, but they're number 2 in scoring in the NBA. They scored 58 points off the bench last night. Have they been better than you anticipated, or exactly what you thought they'd be?
In my opinion, better. The opening 4 games of the season when they went on that 4-game skid, the bench was a glaring issue. There was a couple storylines during that 0-4 start. One was Domantas Sabonis was struggling, and 2 was the fact that the bench had not been that productive. And when you look at when you have players like Malik Monk who have completely snapped out of that early funk, and he's now one of their top 3 options, in my opinion, on the offensive end. And you look at when you have a guy like Terrence Davis who can run into a 30-point game, as he did against the Brooklyn Nets. Those are 2 guys right there that can be kind of go-to scorers in that second unit. And of course, Davion Mitchell, who is one of the Kings' younger players with tremendous upside, he is a guy that might need big minutes and to have the ball for control of the possession here, but he's someone that can run into a big performance on the offensive end. So it's something I think is a complete strength, especially when you lump in the fact that Trey Lyles is somebody last night who is showing he can be that guy we saw at the end of last year and put up double-digit points per game. So top 2 in the league. That, in my opinion, is another thing that can continue. It just kind of speaks to the team that Monty McNair has constructed. We all thought that the offense was going to kind of take a step back, bring in a defensive-minded head coach like Mike Brown, but the starters and the bench are both producing on that end right now.
The defense, I think, is ranked 25th or 26th in efficiency, but I've seen signs that it's moving in the right direction and could move up those ranks. Do you see any of those signs? And does Coach Brown see any of those signs?
Yeah, I believe over the past 8-9 games, they've actually been a top 20 team. They've been in the teens, so that's a step forward from the 26th, 27th spot they've been in for most of the season. And again, it kind of comes down to what Mike Brown and his staff are capable of, and I think that those adjustments have been being made. And some of those are like having Davion Mitchell on the floor late in games, like he has in the past couple of nights. It's having your best defenders on the floor late, and that's something that I think the Kings are going to have a decent chance of improving as the season goes on. And they've had a tough opening part of their schedule. It doesn't get any easier. I think the next 5 to 10 games are really going to tell us a lot about this team. So keeping an eye on that defensive rating and seeing what guys like Domantas Sabonis can do in defending the paint. The Kings have really struggled in defending the paint and stopping ball at the rim this season. So having players like that step up and cut down against those really good teams coming up is going to speak a lot to what they're capable of in the near future.
Yeah, Frankie, last one for you. Got about a minute. The thing I'm interested in is, can they sustain this defensive improvement with Metu at the 5? Because they're playing small now. Holmes is not touching the floor. Len is not touching the floor. Is that sustainable?
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, right now it looks like it's working. The point is it's working for now, and if come 4 or 5 games from now the Kings have lost 3 or 4, I could see Mike Brown going back to one of those lengthier centers like Alex Len or Rashawn Holmes. But right now, Chimezie Metu is on the floor because of his athleticism, what he's bringing right now on the offensive end. He's a rim runner. They're using him a lot on the lob. They're using him in the pick and roll. He's someone that has the ability to run to some outside shooting. He hit a 3 last night. But right now, he's on the floor because of his athleticism. I wouldn't say he is a great rim protector, but we know that Chimezie Metu has had some history there playing center for Greg Popovich in San Antonio in his first year or two in the league. So it works right now, but as we know in the NBA seasons, it'll be a fluid situation because the Kings need help there in the middle.
Thanks, Frankie. Enjoy your Turkey Day, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Nick and Rami. See you guys.
See you, Frankie.
All right, there goes Frankie Cartoscelli, Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. What did a head coach say this week that